Hello everyone. In this tutorial we're going to take a look at predefined math methods. So these are a bunch of methods that have been written for us that we can use in our programs, and we just need to learn a few things in order to use these effectively and efficiently. So I've created a small little program here, and the first method that this uses is the maximum method. So this determines the max value of two numbers. So we have num1 that's valued at 34 and num2 that has a value of 12, and if we output math.max, we're going to essentially output the maximum value of those two, which is of course 34. Now we can switch this. We can use the method called min, which of course will output the minimum value, and if we output that, then it outputs 12. Now what's very interesting, but when we write these, so I'll just show how we could possibly write these very quickly. As you type in math dot, you'll see whole series of commands that make themselves available, a whole series of methods that are in here. So if you've forgotten the name or how they're actually named in Java, you can quickly type math dot and you'll get access to all of these. So these are all of the math methods that we can use. There's square root, there's to degrees, to radians, sine, cosine, tangents, there's random numbers, to the power of values. And so I'm going to show you a few of those. I've just commented these out, so I'll just make sure that they're available here in our program. And if we look at this code here, again we have values 34 and 12, and this is going to output the minimum value. Here we have values 5 and 6, and so it's going to do the number 2 to the power of 6. So we put num5 to the power of num6, so we have 2 to the power of 6, and so that will be outputted to the screen. Here we have the hypotenuse, the absolute value, so a value like negative 34.214 will be outputted as 34.214. We have 82.114, math.ceiling. In other words, that's going to round up to 83. Here we have 87.876, and we use the command math.floor, so that's going to actually round down to 87. Here we have 64.545, and this is going to round that value. And then finally we have the number 11, which is equal to 64, and that's going to determine the square root. Now I could run this program. It's just going to output sort of all of those values, but you can see how some things have been, we used math.ceiling to round up, math.floor to round down. We've used different things in order to determine the square root. For example, the square root of 64, of course, is 8. So this is how we would use a lot of these methods, and we can use them quite efficiently, quite effectively. And just a reminder, as you're typing them out, when you type math dot, then all of those will appear, and then you can select from that list.